Alright, Scary Bob here in the tie-breaking round between Nexzil and All In. This is a best of three matchup, and All In took the first two matches. They were best in Tram. Nexzil has to pull out a win here if they want to stay in it. All In is going for the win here, the 3-0 win. So they did pick they get the second map choice, and they did pick Summit. So this is the traditional competitive match in NS2. It looks like they're doing a 5-skulk push. Not sure exactly where. Arlene and Buddy plus Virtual Havoc and a Mega Weapon have split up, so they did a 2-3 split. Looks like All In is trying to do a sneaky rush to this base here. They know the armory is not up, and only Arlene and Buddy are close by to save it. So this might be it here.
Command station taking damage.
Those Marines are going to drop a second command station fast, so they're going down. They do drop Crossroads. Arlene and Buddy trying to get back to save that base, but Omega Wimps have get there and build his command station quick. This might be it for it, unless Havoc and Arlene do a good job of taking them out. They take out Cult, so the game did not end, and they need to find that second. All in needs to figure out the second command station to figure it out, and one of these needs to jump in there and drop Atrium again. Looks like Versal's going to do it, get it there just in time. So going to re-drop Atrium, but NX got caught with their pants down there, so to speak. And even though they saved themselves there, it forced them to drop an extra 15 T-res in that early game that they really didn't probably want to do. Now they're kind of on the back foot. Looks like Bitey and Arlene desperately trying to keep alive. I mean, you don't want to be forced to drop an early second band station, but if you do, you might as well take advantage of it. You see them drop the IP there. It basically forced them to do a semi-relocate to Crossroads. Unfortunately, Marines are only 3 RTs at this moment. The thing is, but the aliens are not much better. They only dropped that second RT. There's no second hive drop, so even though they rushed that base, they weren't able to get really a substantial lead. At most, they basically forced Nexzil into the strategy of dropping the second CC and second base. So it was hurt. It was, it definitely hurt Nexzil, but not necessarily let him off. Essentially, effectively, All In didn't really take advantage of their early push as well. I think they were hoping to end it right there and there, but Nexzil's a good team. Usually, you can only catch teams at surprise like that who are more inexperienced, more or less. So, All In once again going early, early care instead of a second hive. Definitely a lot of other competitive teams still doing second hive drop, but definitely Nexzil and All In have switched to Kara. So Nexzil trying to kill this RTs. So now that they actually have 4 RTs and good map control and 2 command stations, called trying to take down this command station. Unfortunately, there's no phase gates for them to drop anything, so they're gonna have to run for base or hope someone spawns at the command station there. Billy taking down Bitey and Carnage taking down Havoc there, and it looks like Arlene's going to go down. Someone's going to spawn in Crossroads, but not before Colt takes down that CC. And he's just going to run out of there. He did his job. He burned 15 Marine T-res. Educus looks like they're going to drop their second hive in flight control. Educus going Gorge. And once again, I mean, this is 30 T-res that Nexzil's had to spend rebuilding command stations. If Nexzil can survive long enough, it'll probably benefit them in the long run. Simply because they're now a little more rush proof, and they can probably go jetpacks a lot easier now, so they already got the second command station built. But they kind of really need a phase gate to go here, or at least an op so they can beacon. Do an armory up so they can drop some beacons here, but first Arlene gonna clear out these guys in base. Looks like, but I mean, even though they're kind of being pushed the back foot here, Nexzil's still on the offensive. They're taking down Ventilation RT as we speak. Mega Weapon and Bitey. Let's see. Oh, Bitey kill that RT. Oh, and he does not. So Bitey trying to get. He decided to try to save a Mega Weapon rather than kill the last RT player. But Arlene's going to come in. It looks like finish it off. The infestation is dying, so it looks like we have a drifter attack here. So something you don't typically see, but drifters can attack players and structures, and it has been, and it does very little damage. But even little distracted that Marine long enough for the Skull to get in and kill him. So now aliens are down to 1 RT, so all in. I mean, their early Skull Crush didn't really work out so well for them, actually. They did force aliens to basically, Nexzil to spend some money, get some second bear and about 30 T-res, but not really able to do much with that advantage. And down to 1 RT on building 2 more, so. Second Hive is not dropped yet either. They've had to spend all their money just to get these harvesters back up that they're losing. Phase Tech finally up, 2 IPs in Crossroads and a phase in Atrium. So, and the ops actually looks like they're making Crossroads their main base. Might as well. It's a better place. It's a better place to spawn in Bitey. Oh, Bitey. Would love to see a beacon here. They don't have enough res. But and the devastating effect of mines we have seen this entire tournament. Mines have probably been the bane of alien teams this entire game. Skulks just die in mass through them. So Havoc, trying to desperately fight off these 2 gorges here, might kill. Unfortunately, he's not 2 gorges to 1 Marine without any weapons upgrades. Not really that effective. And unless he can kill Educulus, the focus fire in the wrong gorge, unfortunately. Unless they can kill Educulus, they're not just going to die and lose that phase gate, yep. Phase finally up in Crossroads, so no worries about there. But Billy, nice move by Billy to jump up on the Mega Weapon. Fortunately, Billy missed a few too many bites there, and Mega Weapon was able to get it there. Billy making some comments there of the surprise of not being able to, he had the jump. He had the jump on a Mega Weapon, but, just too many glancing bites, not enough direct ones, and missed bites, more or less. We're not able to kill a Mega Weapon. So, Phase Gate in Computer Lab here, Verso, Bitey, and Arlene, and if they can get this up, this would be a great way to basically cut off the aliens. I mean, if you get that phase gate up there and just cut off this area, I mean, aliens will have lots of trouble actually moving to the second, where they want to drop their second hive. I know we're spending all our time just defending Comp Lab here. Billy has gone Lurk, so the first high life form besides Gorge for all in here. And All-In's kind of gotten a bit defensive with 2 gorges, more or less, Educulus and Rusty. Rusty is their Calm, so typically the Calm will go Gorge. Educulus dying, looks like in Comp Lab there. And now with that Phase Gate and Marines just running there by themselves from Crossroads, they're going to take down this RT. So Aliens are going to go down to 2 RTs, dropping ventilation again, but I mean, Aliens are just losing tons and tons of RTs, so that's not a position you want to be in, fortunately with Aliens. Oh, once again, ADHD going down to mine, and those mines just even if they don't kill the Skull, they do enough damage that make half the number of bullets you need to kill them. It's very, very problematic for these Marines here. They're very problematic for these aliens, and Billy doing his best to try to bite a Mega Weapon, but here's a benefit of that second hive. They can do Nano Shield. He does finally kill a Mega Weapon, but how many bites did that take? I mean, Nano Shield plus med packs, I mean, it was devastating there. And now, they just lost flight. And now aliens, they're dropping Data Core instead. That's typically, if you can't drop the hive in one location, you might as well drop in the other. Unfortunately, once Nexzil finds that out, they can just push and kill it. I mean, Crossroads is not that far from Data, and once they do find it Data, oh, Carnage, don't attack that RT. Unfortunately, you don't want to even get Marines near this base. And when you start attacking an RT like that, you show them, hey, they're going to be, we're over here. Come here. And it'll probably just be one Marine going there to scout and try to get that RT back, and he'll see the hive, and then you got a problem. Yep, see, unfortunately, that RT attack pulled Havoc over, and he's going to go to Data. At least go over to Data, maybe with something like Versal, and see that hive. So my opinion, it's best just to leave the hive alive until you got that hive built and some defenses down. Make sure the Marines don't even consider that there might be a hive dropped on the other side of the map. Looks like Havoc's just doing a good job. He's going to retreat there, so All-in was doing a fine job of at least keeping the Marines out of there. And Nexzil knows they're doing well. They got 4 RTs, and they've basically controlled more or less half the map. If you cut the map in like a vertical line here, they first controlled this side of the map, and now they're controlling this side. So pushing the sub-axis here. And it looks like Nexzil is going to do a lot of damage to this. That's not so much. They're retreating a bit, focusing mostly on the eggs. They want to egg lock these aliens. I don't think the second hive is not built yet. So it just finished. So as long as they can keep Nexzil out of this base. Unfortunately, this area right here is pretty problematic for aliens. They push into sub-axis here, and they can just stand in the door here and shoot that hive. Don't even have to push into the hive itself. Unfortunately, that means they can't really egg lock as well as they'd like. But Nexzil and Buddy, they both have shotguns, and they went welders instead of pretty early. And it looks like we're going to see an arc push here. So All-In did something to that late game last round, and they really didn't get any traction with it. There's just sort of like they AFK'd those arcs in shipping and let them die rather than do any damage. It didn't really hurt them in the end. They still won the game, but it would have been nice to see it actually a little bit of management of those arcs. Looks like we're going to see that from Nexzil here. So 3 arcs. They can kill a hive pretty quickly. I think at about 4 shots, if I recall correctly. So decent damage. But Nexzil pushing into sub and gonna do some damage here. And so we're gonna see what's happening here is they're gonna send these guys keep pushing pressure on shipping, keep the aliens there while we have basically Havoc and looks like 4 arcs pushing into shipping. Good location here. I think if you put the arcs right on the edge here, it's just enough range to hit that hive. I'm not sure if all those arcs, but one of the benefits of having arcs shoot at the hive is that they not only kill the hive, but usually even one blast from these 3 arcs will kill any supporting structures. Particularly, they just cleared out those hydras, they cleared out a couple of eggs. This egg didn't really go down with one blast, but it did enough damage. So the hive taking some fire there. It looks like aliens are trying to swarm these arcs here and try to kill them. Unfortunately, without Bomb, which is researching now, but I'm not sure it's going to finish in time for them to make a difference. That hive is down to 39%. So, we're missing an arc down here. This is the one problem with these AI units is that they're a bit difficult to micromanage, and unfortunately, that hive only goes down to 28% before those arcs die. The last one there, not making it in time to do much, but they might have been holding it back, waiting for players to come up. So, I mean, 1 arc can kill a hive as long as you keep it alive. So, the trouble is keeping these arcs long enough. I wouldn't mind seeing a nano shield on this arc here to keep it alive. Now we have 2 gorges healing this hive up. That might be just enough to out heal the DPS of this arc here. So let's see how this is going. Yeah, it looks like. Now with Biobomb, so unfortunately 1 arc can't out damage 2 gorges, but we have a push in the shipping, so distracted All-In enough that only Billy is there and shipping to defend the base. Arlene and Bitey trying to kill Billy here. Billy's doing a great job of buying time, preventing Marines from actually shooting the hive by shooting him. Would have preferred to see more dancing around and trying to get bullets until alien reinforcements got back to base. Rusty's running back to base there. Unfortunately, Rusty versus a group of Marines with shotguns is not going to do a lot. So Billy does spawn, but he dies, and our lead takes him out. So, those spikes going down there. So, looks like Colt's going to finally clear out Bitey. Versal, Havoc, and Omega Weapon, and now the arcs are pushing down to shipping. So this hive's almost healed back up. Shipping might be a little bit easier to protect. You can put those arcs, I think, right in this location here, right on the edge here, so you didn't have to get into the base. and shoot the hive there. And all the Marines have to do is just keep this line of sight clear from Skulk. So I think we're going to see this shipping hive die here. Blink just finally going down. ADHD is a phase, so that's going to help him out there. And this hive is going to go down pretty fast unless Russ can get in there and start ball bombing these arcs here. That's pretty much what they need to do at this point. ADHD is going to try to clear out some of these Marines. 40%, so about 2 more shots from these arcs will probably do it. The ball bomb's going down, so the question is, will these arcs... I don't think these arcs are going to survive long enough to get that final shot off. Unfortunately, arc firing rate is quite slow, and typically ball bombing gorges can out DPS them. But even if this arc does die, they're healing that arc up, so he might be able to get that arc up alive long enough for it to fire a few more shots off. So Nexzil doing the desperate to keep this arc up and do some shots down to 6%, but they have those gorges healing. They gotta kill those gorges, unfortunately, and Rusty trying to get in there and kill it. They can kill his gorges, and I think this hive, and the hive does go down. So, good job at Nexzil clearing out that hive, but unfortunately in the case, they lost Atrium. Totally missed that there, but they lost Atrium, and it looks like All-In's going to probably pull this one out in the end. Unfortunately, this is the trouble with arcs, is that they're a bit expensive, and when you lose them, you lose a lot of res. So it's nice to see a team trying to do a nice arc push here, but I think in the end, it's going to harm Nexzil more than help them. They lost Atrium. They were down to 3 RTs with Aliens with 4. And I mean, if they'd killed Data Core and then killed Shipping, it might have proved differently. But Second Hive is going up in Atrium, and at this point, I think Nexzil's in trouble. Crossroads is a nice command station to have, but now we have Cult going Fade too. So. It's, nope, sorry, Colt not going Fade. Colt died as a Fade. Looks like Billy's going to die here, too. Looks like there's some combat in Atrium, Omega Weapon and Verso. But ADHD doing a fine job as a Fade today, just cleaning out these Marines. And Atrium Hive does finish, so we'll have Blink, Bow Bomb, and Leap back up again for all those players. Looks like Nexzil is going to try to clear out some of these RTs, but I think at this point they've let Aliens get too much res anyway, so popping these hives is probably a little bit more important. I mean, they're still building arcs, but this once Bile Bomb's out, arcs are kind of very vulnerable. One gorge with 10 T-res can just go in there and suicide and kill maybe a whole group of arcs. So Havoc biting Arlene, pushing in the data core here. Looks like they're trying to do some damage to this RT, taking down the cyst. There goes Carnage going down. ADHD trying to clean up, but the one thing that's probably hurting Nexzil the most is once that Fade got up, they didn't have Armor 1. You need Armor 1 to require it. It makes it so a Fade needs 3 hits to kill you rather than 2. And they're trying to make up for it by med pack spamming these Marines, but it's not really working out. They're going to lose these arcs here. Fortunately, they did do, not an early Onos, but they did do Onos egg drop there. And Onos push Gorge with Bio Bomb is pretty much, game over for any arc push. So at this point, arcs, I don't think arcs are going to really save them. I'd rather see them just put it straight into weapons and try to get maybe some jetpacks up. Once you get Armor 1 up, that's usually what gets you most of what you need to do. So jetpacks and weapons 2, and particularly weapons 3 for this Onos, would be, I think, a better use of Nexzil's time at this point. But they're keeping with the arc push, so even if you're losing, you might as well keep pushing it. So I mean, try it over and over, and then learn from it next time, I suppose. Beacon 2 Crossroads as Carnage Bile Bombing Gorge comes in. I think he's just suiciding, more or less there. I just try to do a bunch of damage, maybe kill this Mac and some other structure. He goes down pretty fast, but I get the impression he didn't really want to beat Gorge at that point, so I might as well, die and go some other class like Skulk or maybe get an Onos drop. Probably, oh no, he's going Gorge again, so he's just suicide gorging. It's not a bad strategy. Typically, if you can kill at least one structure or do a significant amount of damage. Like, I would have preferred to see him focus on the mech and the obs. Those are the two weakest structures in the Marine, weakest things in the Marine base there. And if you killed one of them, it would have at least justified losing that gorge there. Of course, at this point, aliens do have quite a bit of res. They only have 2 RTs at the moment, but they've been building a third one, it looks like, in Data Core. They lost that earlier. And although Nexzil does have the res advantage, they've been putting it straight into arcs. So they've foregone a lot of higher weapons, they've foregone jetpacks and exos, they've foregone a lot of weapon and armor upgrades. Straight arcs is basically the Nexzil strategy there. And I commend them for trying that in this match, but I don't think it's going to work out very well for them. Unfortunately, once Bomb comes out, they do kill ADHE, so Armor 1 actually saved them. I think he probably got a little too, overconfident since Marines didn't have Armor 1 for the longest time, and they just shotgunned him to death. So, but problematic is arcs, they die fast to Bomb and Onos. And Colt is in a little bit of trouble here. But here comes the gorge. They get 2-3 gorges, so these arcs are going to die fast. Maybe only get off 2 shots, which might be enough to kill this hive, and it is. So Nexzil's still in this game. They're blowing a lot of res, but they're still in it. So all in, they need to get some hive drops. Nexzil has been doing a great job of keeping these hives down, and Nexzil looks like they're going to win it right here. Actually, this hive's not built, and they don't have the res to drop it, and this Nexzil team just pushed into this hive here, and they're killing Atrium. It's going to go down, and Nexzil, quite surprising, those arcs, I thought those arcs were going to hurt them, but they won this one out, so good job to Nexzil winning this match.